Hi guys, welcome back to my Bowen series. This is week 3. We start off with doing some lunge line work outside of the round pin, mostly to get him used to creating his own boundaries with the halter, learning to submit to the pressure a little bit better, and this helps a lot with turning. Thankfully, Bowen is very soft in his neck and with his head. The only thing that he has trouble with is sometimes he wants to go straight. He's not doing too bad. He's gotten a lot better since the last time that we worked on this. See, right there, he decided that he didn't want to keep going in a circle. He wants to keep pulling away. So I just take my whip and I wave it behind him. I don't touch him with it. It's just enough to apply pressure to make him realize that he needs to keep moving forward, but in a circular motion. So just wanted to show you guys that he is cleaning up a lot on his yielding of the hindquarters. I work with him every day doing this before I do any type of riding. I like to do this as a warm-up and also just as a steady refresher. I believe that it is a good idea to just keep doing it, especially with new horses that don't have a whole lot of training. It's just good to be consistent and to give them a simple routine. Also, I feel like this helped build a lot of his muscle a little bit quicker because it's engaging those muscles that you aren't typically going to be using if you're just, walking in a straight line or doing simple turns. It just does better I feel like it's better that way. And I just wanted to show you my progress with him with yielding his rib cage. He gets it most of the time, but he really doesn't do that bad. I can get quite a few steps out of him, and he's pretty patient, thankfully. He's kind of a lazy horse, like I've said in previous videos, but he does really well, and pretty proud of him.
That doesn't help.
He's definitely more dominant on his right side than he is his left. He struggles a lot on this side, but it comes with time, and he's really trying, so I do give him that. So for day 16 was kind of a relaxed day. Didn't really do a whole lot. I hopped on him bareback to see how he would do. He did good. He could have really cared less what I was doing. My husband just kind of walked around and Bowen would follow him, and he did fine. Didn't really have any issues, but that was really the most that we did that day. So I put these pictures in here to show you guys how much weight he had gained and how much muscle he had gained since I've had him. He looks so much different. I think he only put on about 50 pounds at this point. He just looks so different, but he mostly has a hay belly, of course, but he also got darker. As you can see, like in the beginning, he had a very light coat, and now it's starting to get a lot darker and be that dark liver chestnut that he was back at the rescue when I first saw him. He looks really good here versus when I got him. So, trying to teach cues in order to get him to turn. He definitely was trying, but kind of like with everything else, he did have a difficult time. Mostly because I think he was unsure of what I wanted from him, but he always tried to give me an answer, and a lot of the time he would get it right. Since he wasn't too confident about moving forward yet on his own, I decided to take a step back and go back to working on yielding his hindquarters. He responded better if I just had the whip. I didn't really have to touch him with it, but just to have it on that side, it kind of helped him realize which way I was trying to get his body to move and how I wanted it to move. So I found that to be effective, and eventually I weaned him off from me needing the whip.
Oh, good boy. Oh, kinda.
Initially, I was surprised that he kept moving forward, given that he pretty much refused to do so up until now. And I think he just got tired of doing circles, so he was like, okay, I guess I'll move forward now. So I'm just glad that we were able to get through that. I know in a previous video, and also probably earlier in this video, I talked about how I like to do a little warm-up before I get on. I also like to do a little bit of groundwork, just so that I know that his attention is on me and that he's focusing like he should be, because this horse has like ADHD, and he'll go back and forth to being more focused on his environment rather than me. So that's why I like to do this so often before I get on him, and I've really found it to be effective. He can also be a well-known brat, which you will see in a moment here that he just decides to not do what I ask. So this is his fourth ride. I'm still using the whip just as a reinforcement in case I need it, but he does pretty well without it, and as you see, he responds really well. I've got some better brakes on him now. He's a little bit more responsive. He does really well in the hackamore. I realized that it wasn't put together right, so now it is fixed. So it fits him properly. It's not falling down on his nose anymore and like making him uncomfortable. So I did fix it, and he's a lot more comfortable in it now. So here, yes, he's moving forward, but I was trying to ask him to kind of do a turn to the left, not a sharp turn, but a wide turn. And he more or less wanted to go and say hi to the other horses in the pen next to us. That was more of his interest. And a lot of the time, he feels like the answer to what I'm asking is to always back up. And this took a lot of time to get him to realize that I want him to move forward. But all of this just takes time. So I did still reward him for moving forward, which is why we're just standing. But I do give him a little break, and then I continue on with my exercise or lesson.